Hey guys, welcome to our Sometimes Tuesday Paint-A-Palooza.
I feel like it's becoming more and more like a thing.
Sometimes we have stuff to paint. Sometimes Zeb buys more things at the thrift store than we have time in which to paint. And I was like, hey, let's put the camera on, because what's better than painting alone? Painting with friends. So if you're just tuning in, we're Zeb and Jamie from Jamie Ray Vintage, and I am going to drop the link. You can get all the paint and products at jamierayvintage.com. We are going to be redoing some thrift flips. We also sell the things that we paint at our store and online. So I'll grab that link too. And Zeb, why don't you tell them what you're working on?
So we already went live with channel members, which is a private group that, they pay a little extra for some extra videos and for some printable downloads. It's the only digital media that we currently offer is through that group. I'll show you those in a minute.
Yeah, we do. Every month we offer new printables for that group, and we send the digital file and you can print them small or large. And we actually have them in a large size because I'm going to be working on a frame in a little bit. So I'm excited about that.
So I format them for like a 10x8 frame, and
I need your muscles.
Print them out on whatever you want to print them out. You can take them to the copy shop and print them. I formatted mine quite a bit larger for one of our projects. We've got a frame that needs a project, so you'll get to see that bigger, but they're pretty high-res images so that you can enlarge them quite a bit, at least 2 to 3 times. At some point they will get pixelated, but you can get them pretty big.
And all I did to this piece that I'm working on previously is I primed it and I sanded it a little bit. A kid had their way with this drawer set. It was very bright, and I'm still going to leave some of the original paint on the inside because that's just the way life is. But I'm going to be painting it. You can see I've already started with Blue Hills. I wanted to do kind of a darker color because I'm worried about covering the original situation. I mean, my hat goes off to the kid for being creative, but it was kind of a mess. So, oh, mic check for Zeb. Can you make sure your mic's on, Zeb? Check, check, check. If you guys haven't done so, make sure you go over to our Facebook page or on YouTube. We put a new video up, the first of our California videos. We will have at least one more, maybe 2, but I think we'll try to fit everything else in Thursday's video. We just have a lot of footage that we filmed while we were in California. The next video, we're going to be going to the flea market, to Goodwill bins, and then we have a tour of Debbie Beard from Debbie's Design Diaries shop and her booth. She's supposed to send me footage for her booth because I thought I was filming it.
Did you film her shop?
I did film her shop.
Okay, because I didn't.
I did not get footage of her booth the way I thought I did. So she said she'd email it. So I need to remind her again today that I need her booth footage.
So I want to show you this real quick before we get too deep into this. This was one of the projects from the channel member video this morning. If you remember, this was like that really bright turquoisey blue color. We painted it with Queen Bee.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Painted it with Queen Bee.
Can you guys hear him now?
Paint. Should be on.
Sorry, I just want to double check before you get too far.
No, it's fine. So used Queen Bee from DIY. This is the clay-based formula. I almost used it basically like a primer. And then I went back over it with the new honey and used it almost like it's a little more brown, creamy looking yellow. You can kind of see the difference here in the 2 colors. But then I sanded that back and Jamie added some transfers. Which one is this? Is this from the Lost Garden? That's the
Lost Garden, because I'm working my way through that transfer. You can show my Lazy Susan I did too.
This is the Iron Orchid Designs Lost Garden transfer that we used on this. All this stuff that we're using is available on the website.
jamierayvintage.com.
But tote turned out great. It's pretty rustic. It looks like they used scrap wood to build it. It's got some splits in the handles up here, but I feel like the distress on there and the azure and the 2 different yellows really complemented each other. And then Jamie put the transfer on there. It looks great.
Vicki, we are home from vacation. Our footage, though, like our thrifting, is going to be California yesterday and Thursday, with some home footage of us doing projects that we bought in California. But we are home. We pre-recorded everything for last week, so we didn't miss any videos, even our live videos. And then this week we are just putting up what we filmed while we were there.
And this is Jamie's Lazy Susan.
Oh, I think I need to get.
We thrifted this. It sold on Saturday.
Yeah, it was $3.99. I sold it for $38.95. I sanded it, primed it, Then I used
It's a
garden
mix.
sage mixed with juniper. And then the clock is from Brocante Transfer, which is sold out. But the flowers are from the Lost Garden. And then I sealed it with the matte Sweet Pickens top coat.
But that turned out really good too.
Yeah, I love this garden sage color with the floral transfers. It's really cutesy. It looks like Caitlin's on here now. Hello, Caitlin. We did not tell her we were doing this, so she's a busy lady. She does a lot for us. So I didn't know if she'd be hopping on here. So we're glad that you're here. The thing that I'm painting, I believe this is sold. Caitlin would know for sure. The Lazy Susan is sold and the tote is sold. There will be some things we are working on that have not sold, but
I don't know if this book box is sold.
We're trying to get all of the things that have sold painted first this week because we've got to get them shipped out.
Well, we had 2 weeks of painting because we have Saturdays, but we have the Saturday before because we did that live stream and then we bailed. Like we left Sunday afternoon to California.
Oh, that's why we have so much to paint. I don't know why I was.
It's basically like 2 hauls in one.
Yeah, because the Saturday before we left, we dropped everything off at the shop Sunday before we left town, but we obviously didn't have time to paint stuff. So that's why we have so much.
So I've got plaster here in the Cottage color. It's got the built-in sealer. I'm just going to do 1 coat on this book box. It opens up, and then I've got some decoupage, some of our medium paper. Maybe I'll let you guys tell me which one you think you like the most, and we'll go from there. So I have 2 options for this that we could decoupage it with.
We did have a great vacation. We do need a vacation from our vacation. The kids like to have a lot of fun, and so it was a lot more. Deb and I, when we vacation on our own, it's a little less action, a lot more.
It's very leisurely pace.
We
wake
nappers.
Up late sometimes. We eat breakfast. Depends on if we're boot selling or not. Boot sales are early in the morning, so
well,
sometimes
England
we don't
is
wake
not
up
a
late.
vacation.
No, that is not.
It's fun, not a vacation.
I would say the only real time that we actually like relax and don't do any kind of work at all is when we go to Hawaii, because there's just not a ton of thrifting in Hawaii. There is some, but it's not like stuff that we can't get here for the most part.
And yes, we could take a vacation without thrifting, but we also really like it. It's like a catch-22.
Can we take a vacation without thrifting?
I mean, I think it's possible. I don't know that we would do it because we even thrifted when we were in Hawaii. But this was a work trip. Like we did a ton of collaborating with Debbie while we were there and went thrifting. So true work trip. And my kids are very patient with it. They know.
We took 2 vehicles.
Yeah.
Both were completely full coming home with all of the thrifted finds and Jamie's stove.
Yeah, we got to go to Disneyland. We did take a day off.
Yeah.
Went to Disney. We stayed on the beach, and that was a good time. Because our condo was like our condo was not directly on the beach. There was like 2 rows of condos, but the condo development was on the beach. Like you could see the ocean and hear the ocean. There was just like a row of condos in front of us, but there's no road between us and the beach. So we just walked around the corner to the edge of the condos, out the side gate, and down the beach stairs. That was really great to be that close to the beach. And it was a lot of fun.
Thank you guys for watching yesterday's video. It's our #1 video in the last 30 days. It's doing amazing.
Yeah.
That really helps when you guys watch it on that first day to push it out to some new friends that maybe haven't seen us before.
I want to get a lot of stuff painted, so I'm probably not going to use the heat gun a whole ton. So I'm going to throw this outside and then do the drawers, and then I'll have to second coat it.
And if you haven't seen it, that video has us thrifting in California. We're going to have another one Thursday of the swap meet, and we go to the Goodwill bins on Thursday's video in San Diego, like downtown San Diego. I had to go in their parking garage to park.
And surprisingly enough, I was not expecting it, but the downtown Goodwill bins, so clean and nice.
Yeah, it was organized almost like a regular Goodwill, except for it was bins.
So much cleaner than our bins. I didn't like, well, you'll see it, but like the linen containers are really deep and we couldn't get to the bottom of it, but the rest of the bins were like halfway, like not quite as deep. So they were easier. And yeah, it didn't smell. It's very nice.
Gonna let that dry for a minute.
I have to say, okay, I'm just double checking, making sure everybody's good. Do you need something, Odelia? Okay. I do have to say that all the Goodwills that we went to, we only went to 3, the bins and 2 other Goodwills, were very clean and tidy.
Yep.
Not that ours are not clean and tidy, but even more so. We went to one in Escondido and then a Goodwill in La Jolla, and both were very clean. I love little drawers. So even though this was kind of a pain to like get to the point where I could paint it, because I had to scrape off all the stickers and prime it and do a little bit of sanding, these are going to be really cute. And they won't be perfect. I'm going to leave the little hearts that they painted in the back behind the drawers, and the insides have a little bit of crayon residue, but I'm going to paint kind of the lip.
So if you remember, I don't even know if this was from last Saturday or the 2 Saturdays ago. This candlestick was red. This one was white. I'm painting them with the Cottage color and Veranda. And then I'm going to distress them back through and do some dark oil wax on these. This is like 2.5 coats. I'm just kind of touching up some little streakies, and then I'm going to give them a good distress and bring some of that red and some of that white back through.
Rhoda says she got her baby cutting boards today and loved them. Were those the little ones that we did before we left?
Well, didn't you sell some of those?
The ones that I got at the bins, remember? Those ones.
Yeah,
I think that's what she's talking about. Those were so cute. Lisa's coming to Salt Lake, hoping to visit us. I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, I am feeling better. My voice is just toast. I said a lot of words while we were on vacation. We visited with Debbie and then one of my best friends growing up, Lily. I grew up in California. I don't know if you guys know that, but I grew up in Calexico, California from 2nd to 8th grade. So kind of my formative years. So I have some really great friends in California, and I spent my summers in San Diego. So it feels like home to me. Zeb and I were married in San Diego, actually. And I said a lot of words because I haven't seen Lily since Odelia was, I thought it was longer, but actually I saw her when Helen got married.
It's been about 15 years since you've like physically seen her.
No, more than 15, because Odelia was a baby, I think.
Well, I mean, Odelia's 19 was 2. Now. Okay, so 17
years. Yeah, she was 2. Because it was after you had moved up here, but I hadn't moved up here yet. I dropped the kids off at your mom's house. Or no. It was before you decided to move up here, like right before you decided to.
Yeah.
I remember I was getting ready to go to Chicago to Helen's wedding. And I was like, I don't want to be the
When she
breadwinner.
says move up here, I worked at Discount Tire up here for like a month and a half, and we were going to see how it went before she moved up, and she couldn't handle it and just moved up.
I can't be without you. We all know this. Yeah, because before that, I don't know if you guys know this, but like when Zeb and I were first married, I did mortgages. I actually did mortgages for about 10 years, but there was a time where Zeb was in school part-time and he was a stay-at-home dad, and I was our only breadwinner. And so after a couple of years of that, I realized that like I could just kind of see our future, and I was like, I don't want to be the main breadwinner for the rest of our lives. And he's like, great, I'll go work for Discount Tire. And we made that decision, and then I left for Chicago shortly thereafter.
To Helen's wedding.
To Helen's wedding. That was around Thanksgiving time, and then you moved up here. And then he was gone for like 3 weeks. I came up for 2 weeks, and then
you came up for Thanksgiving, and then
I came up for Christmas. I came up for Christmas. We were separated 3 weeks. I came up for Christmas.
I was staying in my cousin's basement.
Yeah, I was supposed to be here for a week, and on my way home after a week, I told my mom, I said, I can't do this. Can we please go back? And so we stayed another week with Zeb, and then I went home. And a week after, because we were supposed to stay till the end of the school year, just flying back and forth. And after another week at home, I called him. I said, I just bought your plane ticket. I can't do this. I don't care if I have to live in a hotel. I'm moving up to Utah. I'll see you in a couple weeks. And a couple weeks later, he came and picked me up, and we moved to Utah. We lived in his uncle's basement for a couple weeks, and then we rented our first house in Utah. I don't know how people do it with their families being apart, but like I cannot. I thought I could, but I cannot.
Well, and we only had Odelia and Harrington then. That was back in end of 2007, the end of 2007.
I don't even like it if he's gone overnight for like a camp out. I deal with it, but I don't like it. And other than a couple of days here and there when I've gone to do something or you've gone to do something, we're really not apart.
You went when your nieces When Karen's daughters were all getting married.
Yeah, I did.
You went down to Arizona a couple times without me.
You went to your grandpa's funeral without me, and that's pretty much it. You used to have, when you worked at Discount Tire, you used to spend 3 or 4 days a year without me because you'd go to Moab.
Well, they would do like sales goals and sales rewards trips for the manager guys, and so
we were broke, so I didn't go anywhere.
And we would also do the Easter Jeep Safari down in Moab, and they always needed. You
went to Lake Powell.
They took like some of the guys that were doing really good, and we had to man the safari, like we were in charge of one of the routes that you do, one of the trails. So I was working, but also I got to drive like a Jeep, like all over the rocks in Moab. It wasn't a bad time. They covered all our meals and hotel and everything.
Oh, Christy says, I bought a pint of your, let's see, it scrolled past too fast. Cottage color in Blue Hills in Covington, Kentucky. First time using your product. Love it. Newbie to your live. Well, welcome, Christy. Christy said, I'm so happy I can order online because Covington is about an hour and a half away from her. Yes, Blue Hills is a color we haven't used for a while. And so I'm trying to,
Careful with the ordering online. We ship furniture too. So,
Yeah, there's not a whole lot we don't ship. We're pretty proficient at it. We have an amazing staff. In fact, we were gone for a week, but there was no slowing down on.
They actually got pretty much all the way caught up except for last Saturday's live and the stuff we needed.
Yeah, now they're catching up because it was a big weekend. But yeah, they got pretty well caught up before the weekend. So that's another reason we can go out of town. The world does not stop at Jamie Ray Vintage because we have Caitlin, we have is it 4 employees? 1, 2, 3, 4 amazing employees in the shop.
Yep.
Yeah. They keep things going.
All right, Salvation Solution, gonna get this frame painted. The black is okay, but it's kind of dusty and hard to get in those cracks. So we're gonna make it look like it's intentional and paint it and maybe do some dark wax or some dark oil wax on there. But I'm gonna use the Salvation Solution in white. I think I need to do one more coat with this brush.
Michelle says she loves the bespoke milk paint. I'm like, oh, maybe we need to bust some of that out.
The bespoke milk paint is good. We used it a bunch, and then when these colors came out, we've been using these a bunch. We'll get back to the milk paint.
These are our new babies because we had bespoke. We used it like nonstop for like a month, and then now we've got a new Cottage color line. So we're trying to give everything. When you got kids, you got to spread your love around, right? Okay. And I know lots of you guys have been loving the new paint colors because they've been selling like crazy. Not just for us, but for all the retailers. I think this is going to be retired as a paint sweater because I've got paint all over it today.
Did you get paint on it? It's all right. It's almost not sweater season.
I've had it for a few
months. Had some cool rainy days while we were in San Diego, which, it's March and end of March, early April.
San Diego, it could always be cool. You just never know.
Yeah, in the summer, you could have 60-degree days if it's raining.
Oops, I missed a spot.
All right, just a couple little touch-ups.
Odelia, would you go grab my little box out on the front porch?
Are you taking my truck to your appointment, sis?
Yeah, she is.
Do you have my key? Did you take the rest of my keys? Don't take the rest of my keys.
Just take the truck key.
Remember, if you get in an accident, you got to total it.
Do not total the car with my baby in it.
No, she'll be okay. It's got airbags. Just, I don't want some little ding that's going to cost me like $3,000 in my deductible.
She's not gonna. Could you just grab my box, Odelia, whatever your name is? Whatever your name is, kid. I don't know if this sold or not. Can't hear him. Oh, I bet she's watching the beginning. Everybody that's currently caught up, you can hear, right? Yes, I did remember to get more primer, Leslie. Thanks to you. I did. I probably would have forgot, but I went straight to the shop, dropped off some papers, and I picked up. I'm always, because we have one Amazon account, and I'm always ordering personal stuff to the shop, and so I had to pick up my OxyClean because it's laundry day.
Yeah, you want to hand it to me? It's fine. What are you needing?
She's getting my...
Oh, because you got your nails done.
I got one hand done.
You got one hand done?
Julia does her own nails.
All right, here you go, sis. Where are the rest of my keys? Where's my Volvo key?
Cody, it's just Odelia. You don't need to bark.
I'm missing all my keys.
Thanks, sis.
It's a moment for the nails.
Yeah, Odelia did her own nails.
Don't get paint on you. Oh, you did get paint on you. Better go wipe it off. That is the end of the world. This is Cottage color with the built-in sealer, and it's not going to come. All right. All right. Well, you do you. But yeah, I'm missing. Where's my Volvo key?
None of my clothes are new anymore.
Adelia Thrift saw her.
Oh, I gave that to you last night so you could drive home because I had the tractor getting your
Oh, then I don't know where the Volvo key
stove
is.
out of the back of my truck. It was so
might be.
great. This stove we picked up in California is probably close to 400 pounds. It is ridiculous. And so I had the guy that sold it to us, he was real dedicated to the sale. He met us there before they opened so that we could leave to home and helped me load it up. And it was about all the two of us could do, and Jamie helping a little bit to get that thing in the back of the truck.
Well, I could help more if there was somewhere for me to hold on to. I just made sure it didn't fall.
But he was dedicated and he powered through and helped me out. And then I was like, when we get home, I'm just going to pick this thing up with the tractor. And I did.
We picked it up with the tractor and put it in the garage. And the end of this week, we're going to get started on kitchen stuff. Because I want my new kitchen in for Easter. We'll see. Could be a giant disaster.
I can do it, but that means you're going to do all the other stuff while I'm getting
I
this
do
done.
all the other stuff anyways.
It's true.
What kind of stove did we get? We bought La Cornue.
La Cornue,
That's
yeah.
how you pronounce it. It's from France.
Found it used.
You'll get the whole story kind of in Thursday's video, but we found a appliance dealer on the same street as Debbie's shop. Native Appliances, I think is what it's called. And they happened to have a returned one because the customer, it was dented or in the front, and the customer needed a new front door and it didn't come in time. So they just got him a new stove. And I asked them if they would sell it to us, and they got us a price, and it was half off, which is, if anybody knows these stoves, that's an amazing deal, even though the customer used it for a year, because they are like something you keep forever type deal. And it's hard to find them used.
It's in good shape. They didn't even use the warming rack.
Yeah, it was very good shape. It's beautiful. It's handmade in France. Like they've been making them for 100 years, solid brass knobs. Like these knobs on this have that like plastic coat, and we've had to replace them and they're already peeling off again. Even my Volvo, where the cup holder is, there's a little piece of the chrome topper that's coming up a little bit that I'm going to make them replace. But they just don't make things like they used to, except for where they do, which is in France. So excited to have it. Hopefully it's a gamble because obviously we couldn't test it. It's as is, but that's the way it is when you buy used stuff. You got to risk it for the biscuit.
I think it'll be fine. So I'm using Salvation Solution on this. This is the white version of our primer. We also have it in clear if you need it. We don't use the clear very often because we're fans of the two-tone. And
the white is thick too.
Yeah, the white is thicker.
I'm a fan of thick. But if you want it to be thin or you want to distress back to the base color, clear is a good option. Like if something is natural wood, but you want to prime it, you can prime it with a clear and then distress back. And when you distress back, you'll see the wood color because it's clear. The stove brand, Chris, is La Cornue, Lacornue. They sell them at Williams Sonoma, and then I think you can get them from independent retailers and then directly from the brand itself. They are definitely a luxury stove brand, which is why we were glad we were able to get it half off with no delivery, and it was used, so no sales tax on it. So.
Yeah, I was the delivery. I drove it 10 hours home.
Yeah.
Which to get it delivered would have probably been about $1,300.
Yeah, the delivery surcharge from Williams Sonoma is $1,300. So. Which is crazy because our delivery guy, he don't charge $1,300 for a dresser. So, I mean, he would need help moving it in upstairs or whatever. But.
I'm going to have help moving it in. Get some neighbors.
I think it is the brand that Joanna Gaines uses in her cooking show. She has the ginormous one. I think hers is 48 inches or maybe 60. I think hers is a 60-inch version. Ours is 36, so it's 6 inches wider than stove back here. It is a single oven instead of a double oven. But it has the brass hardware and it's got five usable burners. We have 5 burners on here, but you can't even do 4 at the same time without running into yourself.
Unless you're using like little saucepans.
Yeah. Size pans that we use with our family, you cannot use all 5 burners.
Or if I'm like canning, or you know, I got the skillet out. If I'm even if I'm like trying to cook bacon and pancakes at the same time.
After
it can get
Hallman
tricky.
going into liquidation and me never getting my stove, even though they said they were going to ship it, this is a huge answer to us, me specifically, prayers, because I was like, we already bought the sink and the faucet, and we have all the hardware for the drawers and everything, but we need to know the stove before we finish the kitchen. And so everything's just been at a standstill waiting on the stove. So it's nice to have it done so I can actually use it.
Yeah, I was anticipating putting this in like in March, early March.
Or February. But it is what it is. Okay. That blue is like taking the little storage chest and bathing it in holy water. Yes, it is so much better. If you guys remember what it looked like before, it was so bad. I'm going to heat gun this so I can flip it over and paint the bottom.
Rex turned 3 this fall, and he's decided he's going to start smiling.
Oh my gosh.
He's been doing like if you call him and he's running up to you, it looks like he's grimacing at you, but he's smiling. It's like the craziest thing.
This is Rex. If you can see the top of his eye, baby. Yeah, I actually think he started smiling when Odelia came home from her mission.
Yeah.
Cody cried and Rex smiled when Odelia came home.
All right, I'm going to go put this out in the sun. It is a glorious warm day, and things are drying quickly out there, which is awesome. It's like faster than heat gunning it.
I know. I just really want to get this project finished because I feel like I've been working on it for a while.
Well, that's what, like your 3rd coat of paint or whatever.
Yeah, I primed it, but the primer was like watered down. So it was like half a coat of primer because I was completely empty. And then 2 coats of the Blue Hills, which is plenty of coverage. But what was underneath here was like a rainbow situation of colors. So.
All right, I told you I'd show you. If you're channel members and you haven't seen the post yet, the new papers are out for this month. If you want to be a channel member, the link is, I don't know, Caitlin.
These are only available to channel members as a digital download. We are not printing these out for resale. So just
not to be confused with the subscription papers.
This is our channel membership, not subscription papers.
You get 24 of these a year if you're signed up for the whole year. But I think I'm going to use one of these in this frame I'm doing and the other one in the other. I got 2 frames I'm working on right now.
Okay, where is...
And then we made it bigger, this one for Jamie's frame.
That's going to go in this frame.
So I took that one paper. You can size it once you have the digital download. You can size it however you want. This is...
Careful, there's wet paint. Do not...
I think this is 20 by 16 or 17 is what I sized it to fit in that frame. So we'll get that done in a minute here.
Sorry, I got to dry this paint because I don't want it to get all over everything.
And then on my book box.
You ever seen anybody heat gun the paint on their drop cloth?
All right, so we got 2 options here on the book box. I'm thinking this would be fun. This is our medium paper. I think it's called Poppies by the Sea.
Oh, this is stapled in here. Can you take this backer out of here for me?
Or the beach, one of those 2, Poppies by the Beach. And then I have this one that I might do. I haven't decided. So you guys let me know what you want to see on the book. We're going to give it a wrap.
So Odelia is home for medical reasons. Oh, we need to make sure she scheduled her.
Oh, she was supposed to. She keeps forgetting to schedule.
Because she can't sleep. She was gone for 6 months. So she's home as a service missionary. So she's not been released. A service missionary is more chill. So she has a therapy appointment she's going to today.
She lives at home. She drives our vehicles.
She lives at home. But then she works 3 days a week at the church headquarters in Salt Lake. And she's helping them with graphic design and teaching language, I think. And then she also works at the temple on Saturday. So she's just doing that while she's taking care of medical stuff. And she would like to go back to Michigan. as long as she can get her sleep under control.
She has to get cleared by her doctor.
She has to get cleared by her doctor. So we're kind of in limbo, but we're enjoying having her home because
she was able. As far as
joy.
As far as it being more lax, like she was able to come on vacation with us.
Yeah, she came on vacation.
She came to Disneyland.
She is part of the reason we decided to go because I was like, we didn't get one before she left. Can you take this out of here, sweetie?
What was I looking for? You had me chasing something.
I'm not chasing anything. They like nailed this in. I need you to take this out. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's just the little tabs.
It's just the little tabs. It's this. I don't want to take that out. Never mind.
All right.
I'm going to paint the velvet too. Do you have a brush that had yellow on it? Because I'm going to paint this Queen Bee.
Sure do. I've been alternating back and forth between Queen Bee and Honey.
That'll work. I just need to put this in a baggie. Do you have any extra baggies or no?
I don't currently have any extra baggies. I got like one little spot over here that's still dark on this one. I might just go a whole coat on the whole thing on both just to get really good coverage.
We met some people in California and they were super nice at Debbie's shop. And what did they ask you, Zeb?
They asked me a lot of questions, but they're like, are you guys really like as nice to each other on like every day as you are on the videos?
And what did Debbie say?
Debbie was like, they make me want to get married. They're ridiculous.
She's like, I don't really want to be married that often, but when I'm around Jamie and Zeb, they make me want a husband. So we are not perfect. We still argue, but how we are on camera is
we're never doing marriage advice. That's
a
quick road to divorce.
Everybody we've ever seen do like marriage seminars or like marriage retreats, like in 2 years, they're on their way.
We haven't perfected it yet, so we're not doing it.
Yeah, no, none of that. Caitlin is so sweet. She says, I can confirm Jamie and Zeb are the same on and off camera. Zeb is a little bit different on camera just because he's his mother's child. I'm exactly the same.
Butter don't melt in my mouth on camera.
Yeah, I probably should be nicer on camera than I am, but at least you're getting the real me. All right, I watered this down a little bit because there's not much Queen Bee, but I want to do a base coat of Queen Bee on this, and then I'm going to do...
You're not much different on camera. Saucy all the time.
I'm like, sometimes I'm nicer off camera. I don't know. So I'm painting the velvet, so this will be fun. Take me a while. We'll see how this goes. Jim's and Kathy celebrated 32 years of marriage. That's awesome.
Nice.
Zeb and I have been together over 25 years, and this year will be our 24th year of marriage this summer.
August.
We were married in 2001.
So we've been debating. We don't know what to do or if we'll have time to even do anything. But April 24th marks 10 years where we've been doing this full time together and really push to make it like a viable business that could support our family. So it's been 10 years of videos and clipping and
10 years
thrifting.
For Zeb. I started it years before.
Yeah, she's been doing it a long time.
I did it a few years before Zeb. Zeb didn't just quit his job without a business already started because that would be scary. But 10 years of Jamie and Zeb working together. And I remember when we did it, my mom was like, oh, I can't believe you did that. That's so scary. Benefits, you have 5 kids. And my friend Christy told me, she's like, you know what? If anybody could do this, it would be you and Zeb. She's like, I know you can.
Well, your mom just didn't think people were going to buy your stuff.
Well, people had already been buying my stuff though. But at that point, it was only locally.
She just didn't think she thought you were doing it for like fun and a little extra money. She didn't think it could support a whole family.
I mean, did we? And then we don't even do the same stuff we did.
No, we did tons of custom work. Well, we did the math on it, and we were like, even back in 2015, to support our household, pay our bills, and like barely scrape by, we had to do $300 of sales a day. And have that average out. And there were some days that did not hit that.
We are creative. I always like to tell people I am good at being poor. I have been poor. It is not a big deal. And there are even times now where we got to like skinny up because we have a big expense or investment coming up and we know how to do it. Like been there, done that, bought a t-shirt. It's a skill because some people just freak out and it's like, you can't control everything. Sometimes you gotta do. Is this the only Queen Bee that we have, by the way?
That's, I think yeah.
Because I really needed like lots of thick layers and I had to water this down.
Oh, you might have to do like some white on there and then go back over. But I think we're also low on honey too. You might have to just like make that thing gold.
Well, I was going to go gold, but
paint it yellow and then go gold.
I needed some coats of this. Well, we'll see what we do. Vicky's been married almost 48 years. Judy said 51. I think my parents' 70th wedding anniversary would have been this June because I was pregnant with Odelia at their 50th and she's turning 20 this year. Yeah. My dad, for those of you that don't know, my parents lived with us. My mom still does. My dad passed away 2.5 years ago. So yeah, it would have been their 70th wedding anniversary. Yeah,
they made it to like 68.
Yeah, a lot of years.
Well, no, 67.
My dad was 21 when they got married and my mom was 15. This was a long time ago. She always likes to let me know she was almost 16. And at that point in her life, she had spent lots of time living away from home. She used to spend her summers as a mother's helper living with rich people. So she was pretty independent on her own. And my grandparents were pretty poor. They were just happy to have one less mouth to feed. My dad's dad was like, is she pregnant? She was not. My sister Deborah was not born until my mom was 19. She's my oldest sister. Renee says she's been married 40 years. Renee is my sister.
That's a good long while. People
Renee
are getting up there.
Painter on here is my sister.
48 years. That's coming up on 50.
I always tell her she's the weird one because she's the only blonde. She has blue eyes, and she's the only one who married somebody whose last name does not start with R. Because we have Ray, Reynolds, and Ramsey, and then there's Painter. So, and she doesn't paint anything. I'm the painter.
I mean, she only missed it by 2 letters in the alphabet.
Yeah, her first name starts with an R. So,
do we have any?
Are you sure there's no queen bee in there? I am really scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
I'll look.
See how much better coverage I'm getting off the lid? Because that's full-fledged, or maybe red.
Negative Ghost Rider. That was our little sample that we had.
I'm doing my best, honey. Well, I guess we'll just get one of this coats on here.
You guys were just out there, and then you were whining at me. Are the neighbor dogs out? Is that why you want out?
Because I need a lot of it on the velvet. Because the velvet's always a pain. And I know this looks awful. I promise it will get better.
It's not looking horrible.
It might not happen in this live, but it will get better. It's just going to be gold with dark wax. It's just a base coat. Scraping the top of the paint lid here. Was Zeb saying something? It says, stop, Zeb, Jamie is sick. I'm actually a lot better than I have been. I just lost my voice. I got some sort of cold in California, but nothing crazy. I kept going. It didn't stop me. I was vacationing. But now my voice is gone. Kathleen says, my mother was 14 and my father was 20 when they got married.
Do we have any clean brushes? I got a decoupage.
No.
I'll wash one.
I think we have used every brush.
We got a lot of projects going here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put this outside because I want this velvet to really dry before I attempt to go gold. Do we ever not have a lot of projects going on?
No. I mean, not all this many at once usually.
I know. I think after this Paint-A-Palooza, we need to make sure what still needs to be painted that has to be shipped. And then we'll have to do that at the end of tomorrow's video will be that because we're not really going to have time to paint anymore. Our video content has and always will be whatever it is that we need to do for work. Like we thrift because that's how we fill our shop. We paint because that's how we make our living. Before, when we first started, we did a lot of furniture because we did custom work. And we very seldom do we have a video that's like specific, like that we planned out. It typically is literally just whatever it is that we have to do for work. So our Jamie Ray Vintage is like a work vlog. how we run our business.
All right. That's mostly dry.
Renee says, now I have been known to paint. That is true. My sister is actually data entry. Would you call yourself a computer programmer, or are you data entry, database builder specialist? She's a computer nerd. That's what she is. Way more than me. All right, this is going outside to dry. Zebra, you come back over here?
Yep. I need to look at comments. Did we decide which one we wanted to see on the book?
I was not paying attention to that at all. Sorry. Failing at my job.
All right, I'm scrolling back.
Sorry, that door is kind of loud, guys. I did not slam it.
All right, I didn't see anyone that said
one way or the other.
One way or the other. They're both kind of floral, so.
I'm going to wash this brush because I am out of queen bee, so I'm done. I don't think we're painting anything honey. Problem is DIY paint is so pigmented it takes forever to wash it out. It's a good problem to have.
I think I'm going to do the beach one because I don't think I'll be able to center the people how I want on here. They're going to end up on the back of the book. So I'm going to do the beach. Do we have scissors? I'm going to trim that edge.
Did you still need a paintbrush, sweetie?
No, I washed this one.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
I don't know that you'd want this one because as much as I try, I think not all the yellow is going to get out of it.
It's going to need a couple washings.
Yeah. Well, or sometimes I soak them. These Klingon brushes I soak, but the water's running pretty clean, so I'll call it.
I think I'm going to want to go there to
These
there.
are still drying. This is still drying. I'm going to move this over here. I might have to put these outside, but do you design them? Yes, Zeb does. So
not all of them. Some of them are licensed art that I get.
But you still have to go into Photoshop. There's not one thing that we just bam throw on there and it's done. It's always Photoshop. And Zeb has a almost degree in graphic design, almost an associate's.
I had to go back to work. Jamie was like, "We're not having any more kids."
I design our stencils, and we do work together. We collaborate a lot. But Zeb kind of does. Are you doing the countertops too? I do plan on getting like marble. There's really not that many countertops back there, so we just use a remnant, which you usually can pick up for like $50 or $100 max.
I mean, it's 2025, so we're probably looking at like $300-$400
We used remnants in our showers, on our shower seats. But if I can't get one reasonable, then these will just be cut to fit the new cabinet tops and then just redone. If I find something reasonable, then yes. At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with these countertops. I just need to reseal them because it is a long story.
They're starting to get nice and seasoned.
It's a long story. It looks like yellow highlighter coming off of here still, even after I washed it. What is the brush you use? I use all the brushes. We use a lot of Klingons because they take a lot of abuse.
So I would say the F30.
This is the SA40.
It's got a chiseled edge, but not anymore because we've jammed it into so many small thrift flips.
We're so bad. I do sometimes use the Debbie's Design Diary brushes. I used to use Zebra a lot. We do carry those. Those are good brushes for the price. Klingons are definitely an investment, and they do take a beating. This one I've had to trim because I've heat gunned it. We need to go get some new Klingon brushes. Do you want me to paint this for you?
Yeah, if you want.
I'm waiting on stuff to dry. Let me get the grass out of the primer.
Oh, was it grassy?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta mow the grass.
Zeb doesn't like to put it on the cement because then it gets paint on the cement. So he puts it on the grass. I put it. Should I just paint it Blue Hills?
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
How do you get your, yeah, so we have commercial printers here. These are medium rice papers that you can purchase at jamierayvintage.com, the ones that he's using. So let me get a link for that.
We have, I think, 7 or 8 medium designs now. I'm probably going to come out with a bunch here in the next little bit.
I'm going to put the link for all of our papers.
Because they've been so popular. They're fairly economical for the size. I mean, you can see how big this is. I think this is, what is this, $11.95, $12.95, something like that?
That's a solid question. Let me.
For this size paper.
That's the rice paper.
And you can frame them. They're archival ink.
It's the medium rice paper, yeah?
Yeah.
Hold on.
And
$11.95 for medium, $3.95 for the small, and $6.95 for the big tissue paper, which isn't as thick or high quality, but also works.
Yeah, the tissue paper is just thinner. The ink doesn't run or bleed when you do the decoupage medium. Hopefully I cut that right. Looks like we did. We got the sailboat on the front. I tried to get a little bit of the ocean and the poppies. Okay.
We got Debbie to use some of this primer. It's funny because it's her primer. She hadn't used it a lot, and she's been doing more like smaller items, and she had some shiny stuff. I said, just use the primer. It's so great. And she did. And when we were talking about this week, she's like, that stuff is like magic. I'm like, yep, sure is.
Well, she just really sticks. She loves the clay-based paint. That's her baby.
And you can do it without the primer.
That's her original formula. And so she doesn't really prime a lot of
There's
things.
grass I can't get out of here.
What?
It's like stuck.
Just let it be part of the texture.
I do not want it to be part of the texture.
I need those back when you're done.
There you go. Oh, I got to click back to comments. There we go. Oh, it's Davina's wedding anniversary.
Today?
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. What is today? The 8th?
I don't know, actually. I don't know what day it is.
All right.
Seems like it would be the 8th because last Tuesday was the 1st.
Liquid patina. We ran out of ours in the little canister, so I just poured it into the cup.
Just have it left over from craft kits. I actually am going to have to, at some point, come out with a limited edition craft kit because we have a lot of supplies that I need to use up. So we'll let you guys know because we need to get it out of the studio. Part of the reason we haven't finished the studio is because we need more room. Part of the reason we don't have more room is because I still have all my craft kit stuff. I guess you could just move it up to the 3rd floor until I have time to deal with it.
So this book actually didn't have a crazy, like it's one of the better book boxes I've seen, but I really just wanted to do this project with it. I've loved doing the decoupage.
Zeb loves himself a good, and I will, if you're just watching, I will paint the back of this because it's messy. The back was not as shiny, so it didn't need to be primed.
Okay.
Leslie says, I will be 71. I never thought I'd live this long. I was a chain smoker. Well, I'm glad that you're not anymore and that you're still living and kicking. And, you know, it is amazing how the longer you go without smoking, how clear your lungs can be. The body is amazing. That's all there is to it. I've seen a lot of amazing things happen the longer you go. My parents smoked until they were in their 20s. And my mom does have COPD, but that's more hereditary. And I also think a lot of that was secondhand smoke because my grandpa smoked, as did my grandma. And my mom said that, so my parents were born in the 30s. My mom was born in 1939. She said that they didn't tell us that smoking was bad. She said, but I knew it wasn't good for my lungs. And then when they came out and said, okay, yeah, smoking is not good for your lungs, she was like, well, I kind of knew that the whole time. But my sister Renee's on here. How long, Renee, have you been smoke-free? It's been a miracle with my sister. She worked long and hard, and she finally was able to accomplish that, and we were all so proud of her. Blondie Joe Mai, I'm guessing that's just your I don't know if that's your Facebook name or your real name. Blondie's really pretty name says, I bought the small drawers and I love greens, beige, cream for color and vintage or animal designs if that's possible. It's already going to be blue because that's the color that's on there. So, and I don't have any animal designs. So hopefully you like the blue color that it is because that's what it is. I'm probably just going to distress it. And I don't know if I'll put anything on the drawers because they're pretty small. We'll see what happens when it all dries. 7 years. It feels like it's been longer than that. It's been 7 years since she quit. I heard it's like harder than like giving up like crack or whatever. Like smoking is really hard to quit. My parents, I think ultimately, I think they said they quit because they wanted to buy a TV. And they saved their money.
That does sound like your dad.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a coat on the bottom, coat on the top. We got some wrinkles with the rice paper. Those typically go away, so don't freak out if you got a ton of wrinkles. Let it dry, and then come back and see if you need to maybe do a hot iron on it with a towel over the top, and that'll help smooth wrinkles out if you have wrinkles in your paper. I'm gonna go set this outside, but so far, so good.
It's a lot of details. I'm going to be here all day. Kathy says, I'm 61 and I have all my original parts. I can't even say that because I have a cap in the back of my mouth. But other than that, I guess I'm OE. Is that
Original equipment?
Original equipment. Zeb has a whole top of his mouth are caps. He was a tooth grinder.
Yep, it was bad.
You know, if you watch older videos, you can see he had little teeny teeth. I feel like you didn't open your mouth very wide before. It changed your whole jawline, too.
Yeah, I still need to get the bottoms done, but we got 3 kids in braces.
Yeah. Two kids in
braces and Jamie.
Mine have been paid for a long time. I paid for my Invisalign, and my dentist or my orthodontist was like, yeah, I'll put braces on you for free. So they did not charge me extra for these. I paid to have clear put on the top, but I could have just had metal. That was only a couple $100.
So I'm just heat gunning this real quick so that I can get a good distress. I want to make sure it's all dry, even down in the little cracks and creases. Those always take the longest to dry out. It's like we're going to get some textures or something underneath this paint.
On my hairs. It's taking a long time to paint, Zeb.
Yeah, it took me a minute to get the... What was on this that you sanded?
I am ready for next week when we bust out the paint sprayer, clean the garage.
Yeah, it's time. Well, I got to get that garage cleaned out probably tomorrow afternoon if I get that video done today. At the barn, yeah, so that I can start making you cabinets, because that's the first order of business to get this stove in here.
The dogs are having a great time. Oh, you can see them in the window. Yeah. So
the
my
neighbor dogs are out.
My neighbors have Chihuahuas, and my dogs love it very much when they're out. They play through the fence. I don't know how they don't lose their dogs because they do not have a fenced-in yard, but my dogs, like the second that front door opens, they're shooting out the door. Cody has no inhibitions. Since he got put on anti-anxiety meds so he could sleep at night, well, so I could sleep at night.
He is not a good rule follower
He has
anymore.
no inhibitions anymore. It's like he just does not care.
He's like, what do you mean I'm not supposed to be on the leather couch?
He's like, I'm going to do what I want.
That's what I mean. You're not supposed to be on there, buddy. You just sit there and look at you. Rules
don't apply to him. Every time I think I'm done, I like find a spot that I missed. I guess it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to distress it. But
This had a pretty goopy white paint job on it before when I got it from the thrift store. And we did sand quite a few of the big drips off, but I still have a little bit of texture that's popping out underneath. And I actually kind of like it. It makes it look like it's been painted a bunch, which it's at least been painted 3 times because I think it was black, then someone painted it white, and now I painted it in veranda.
Kathleen says, after I lost 108 pounds, I had a couple of enhancements. I would too, Kathleen. You go, girl. I guess I could say I do have a little bit of cheek filler. So maybe that doesn't count as original equipment there. But I don't color my hair. So I've had people be like, oh, I can't believe you do that. You shouldn't mess with anything. But then they like color their hair every 6 weeks. I'm like, I don't get my nails done. I don't color my hair. I don't even get my hair cut that often.
I cut my hair like every 2 days.
You shave
every day, depending.
I have like little flecks of paint that got in here. I got to dry this so I can do the other side. I colored my hair until Harrington was 8. He's now 22, going to be 23. And then like 2 years ago, I got some random highlights, but you can't tell because, well, they were low lights or something. They're like the same color as my hair gets in the summer. And it wasn't very many. I will start coloring my hair eventually, probably when it turns gray, unless I like the color. I haven't decided because coloring your hair is like a big commitment.
Depends on what our life looks like, right? Like
Yeah.
if you have time to go do that, what, every once a month?
6 weeks or something? I don't know. I'd have to do blonde because I can't commit to the dark with the skunk line, but that's the thing about like Botox and filler. Like fillers for me is like every 3-4 years, maybe. And eventually I won't bother, but, and then Botox is like every 6 months. It's supposed to be every 3 months, but ain't nobody got time for that. I'm actually, today's Tuesday. I have an appointment Thursday for in between my eyebrows.
What time is that? Because we also have a doctor's appointment at 3.
I'll have to double check.
On Thursday at the hormone doctor.
Now, I don't know if I will because I see a lot of people with gray hair and I really like it. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm not vain, okay? We all know that I am a little bit. I'm not so vain that I can't come on camera without my hair done or, you know, I've been on here without makeup. I've been on here without a bra. Maybe is what it is. But I don't know. Depends on how I feel. Pam says, I think I've had my hair cut about 5 times in 55 years, only on free days for veterans. My friend Laura, so I haven't had it cut in a salon the entire time I've lived up in Utah because I have friends that do hair. My friend Laura does have a home salon, so I guess that counts. But before that, never. I mean, I pay them, but get your 11s filled. Okay, so I'm going to Aunt B right here. I can kind of do it because I'm due. Can you see how I can do this? You get these lines here. They're called 11s. And I tend to scowl a lot.
It's because it's bright outside and you don't wear sunglasses.
It's also because I make faces. People can always tell what I'm thinking by my face, but Botox helps people know a little less. Okay. And probably if I wasn't on camera, I probably wouldn't even bother. But it does make a big difference. I know I started noticing it maybe 5-6 years ago. On camera, this high definition really isn't friendly.
I'm letting the smile lines come right on in.
Because you're a dude. You're so handsome. And I don't care, like, I'm not the kind of person that's like, everybody should have it. I think people look great. They're fine. I feel like camera just is weird. Like you gain 20 pounds and 52 wrinkles that you didn't know you had.
Okay, dark oil wax. It's from Sweet Pickins, also on the website.
But also if I couldn't do it, like if I couldn't afford to do it, I wouldn't be like sad and devastated. You guys would just see
I
me
told her,
however.
I'm like, you got like a few more years and you're not going to be able to chase that without some major reconstruction because
And I'm not going to do that.
Father Time doesn't wait for anyone.
I've seen the recovery after like facelifts and stuff, and I'm like, nope. I guess I shouldn't say never, but I don't plan on it.
Just enter your grandma era. It'll be fine.
Give me grandbabies, and then I'll enter my grandma era.
I think we're a few years off still.
It's all right. I can be patient. How did I lose the weight? I have a hormone doctor that I saw, and I think I answered this in every video, but like I had a thyroid problem. I had a problem with processing blood sugar. I had a hormone deficiency in progesterone and testosterone, which I don't take the testosterone anymore because I did not like that. And I did a GLP-1 for a while, tirzepatide, not Ozempic. And that was pretty helpful. And some people have opinions about it, and I don't really care one way or the other. I think you should go see your doctor if you want to go see your doctor. And I was able to not get on, what's that they give you for cholesterol? Statins.
They had really high cholesterol.
Yeah, my cholesterol wasn't, and the statins are really not great for you. And so because of losing weight and tirzepatide, I was able to stay off of statins, and my bunch of my other levels regulated. So I was happy to do that. And then, yeah, so now just maintenance, maintaining it. And it was not fast. I think people think it happened overnight. I just think people didn't notice, but it was actually 2 years. I lost 50 pounds over 2 years.
Well,
it was just the last 20 pounds people really.
We've had people that haven't watched the channel in a while, and they're like, "Whoa."
Yeah. What did I not like about testosterone? Facial hair. And,
she was also very emotional.
And I don't know how y'all with regular hormones handle yourself, but I was like, listen, I don't care. I don't want to have this many feelings. And back and acne. I had back acne, front acne, face. I mean, I break out every now and then anyways, but it was like all over, and like hair where I've never had hair before. And I'm like, nope. They're like, well, you can just remove it. I'm like, or I could just not take it. So I don't care. I have very, very low testosterone. The good news is I naturally have very high estrogen, especially for my age. So there's the story, right? Well, I talked about health and Botox. I got this all painted in Blue Hills. Okay, that's going to cool down. Let's get these second coated. Yeah, Caitlin's on here. We are not doctors. Always get advice from your doctor. I feel like I've said that, but I will remind you, go see your doctor. And if your doctor is not helping you and you can see another doctor, because not all doctors are helpful. Some think they know everything. And I've had some amazing male doctors that really care. And then I've had some that are like not really caring about what a woman has to go through with all of her. I mean, I was watching something this morning. It said, I have 4 different girlfriends, depending on the cycle of their menstruation. And I'm like, that is the truth. We go through a lot. We have children. We have cycles. We have all kinds of things that happen. And we're ever changing. So blood work is really important, and a good doctor.
You could let this sit on here longer, but I don't want it to get
back to painting.
Oh, I just want to tell them why I'm wiping it off. You're supposed to let it sit for about 15 minutes, and it really absorbs down into the paint. But because the Cottage color has a built-in sealer, it's probably not going to really do more than it already has. It's just going to sit on there on top and be splotchy as it dries. So I'm going to wipe it off now.
I also saw an endocrinologist before I went to my current doctor. They're like, oh, you don't have a thyroid problem? I actually think I've had a thyroid problem for a long time. You know what she told me? She goes, I gave her my life rundown, and she goes, Mama, you're just tired. You don't have a thyroid problem. You're just tired. And then I went and saw this doctor I have now, and she tested different parts of the thyroid, like the T3 and the T4. And she was like, oh, you have an underactive thyroid. So it runs in my family. I thought it was weird that I didn't, because all my sisters do. If you guys are wondering why I'm painting the edges, it's so if it gets pulled out, I mean, I guess you could paint all the way down the side, but sometimes it'll scratch. So I'm just painting the edges so that way if it pulls out, it doesn't look weird. Caitlin, this is such good advice. She says, I try to remember that I am a customer to the doctor. If they aren't helping and don't care, try to see someone else for a second opinion. You are your most important advocate. That is the truth. I feel like sometimes people don't realize that. Like if they don't take care of their patients, they don't have any patients, and then they don't have any business. I don't do anything for my low testosterone. It's just low. I guess that I probably, like, for the levels I am, they're like between that. Oh, I also have
Low iron.
anemia. So I'm low on iron. But my iron's better now too. Not great, but better. But anyways, they're like, you shouldn't be able to get out of bed and be very productive. And clearly I am. So I'm also stubborn.
All right. The key with the oil wax or any waxes in general is to not make it like you just brushed it on or that it's brand new. You just want it to look like natural age that's happened over the last 100 and whatever years you want to say. Or whatever look you're going for. But try to avoid brush strokes or wipe marks, whatever you're wiping it off with, and you'll get the look you want. See how it's kind of sitting down in where I can't really get in there? And that'll dry and harden like a resin. It'll be rock solid. And it takes up to 30 days, but I'm not going to mess with it anymore. And it did tone back the veranda a little bit. It deepened it some and gave it kind of like an antiqued look with pretty much hardly any effort. Like I used a little brush and a paper towel and we got this look. I'm going to do it on this one too. I think this one's ready for distress. We'll get some art in this one.
Now, I was trying to figure out what I might want to do on these drawers, but I think I'm just going to distress them because they're not very big.
So I'm just kind of hitting the edges on this. I'll bring it close so you can see before I put the oil wax on.
Julie says not to give blood if you're, yeah, I would not be able to give blood with my levels. I think they were in their teens, and wasn't I up to like 20 or 30 last time? I'm better.
I think you were down to like 9 at one test.
No, I wasn't that low.
I feel like something was that low.
I need to remember to take my liquid iron supplement. It tastes gross and I'm horrible about it.
She doesn't like things that taste bad or are uncomfortable, if you haven't noticed.
It's why I now have braces, because I did not wear
Which I think is everybody, right? Like no one wants to be uncomfortable.
I feel like there's some people that can function past it, but I just like, I'm not good at it.
So this...
All right.
This sandpaper, yeah. I'm going to open the door for Jamie. We'll be right back to show you.
Well, I'll wait till you get here so that way I can.
This sandpaper had a bunch of other colors on it, so I'm going to have to do some good work with that oil wax.
I would have told you that not to use that.
So I just went around the edges, right? Just let it randomly come off where it would, applying light pressure here, not going crazy on it. Now we're going to oil wax it, and then we'll get some art in this frame too. And it doesn't take a lot of oil wax. I've used maybe a teaspoon so far to oil those 2 candlesticks. And this is the plaster color. It's like a warm cream.
Can I move your paper there? Because I'm going to paint my face.
Yeah, I don't need it there. I was just showing people.
Oh, okay.
So we need to get your frame done so we can show them what that big paper looks like in there.
Yeah, I flipped it so it could dry on the other side.
Okay.
Oh, the other one, yeah, I got to paint that. Your book box, though, is gorgeous.
I know, it turned out really cool.
Yeah.
We'll show you that.
It's drying, so.
If you just joined, we've decoupaged some things. We painted some stuff.
We did
doing all kinds of things.
It reminds me of Redrick. Remember we made that video? He's like, we're going to do some stuff and some other fun stuff and some other stuff. He was talking about him and Riker, his friend. Now I got to heat gun this again. I won't blue everywhere. Jack was just tiny. Susanna says, I've watched you for a very long time. Jack was just tiny. You've worked hard for your money. I love you. You go, girl. Thanks, Susanna. It has been. I think it's interesting to me. Those of you guys that have been here for a long time have seen Zeb and I through the many phases. And you probably didn't know when we were making those videos 10 years ago, like how incredibly broke we were. Like there were times, especially in those first couple of years, we were down to like $10 in the checking account. And if we wanted to eat the next day, we were going to have to sell furniture.
I'm pretty sure it went negative a few times.
Yeah. So I told you.
We had a very good relationship with our bank then.
Yes. Well, we
have a better one now. They like us now.
Yeah, they like us more than they used to. Kathy says, in the old days, they made you eat liver. Ugh. It is very healthy for you, but
liver, that might fix some of your problems. But man, choking that down, liver and onions is just
I will
not...
just drink. I will drink my supplement directly from the bottle.
I eat a lot of stuff and don't really I like most things, but I've eaten a lot of liver too. Like
there's not a lot of gold in this either. Is this the only gold we have? Sorry.
We're running out of stuff. But I've eaten a lot of liver and it is not a favorite.
I could go copper. Right, copper's a little thicker. Let's go copper.
That turned out great. Just subtle darkening of the paint because it didn't absorb much because it's got that built-in sealer. But sitting down in this crack, and then we have the black distress on there.
You're going to need to paint back.
Yeah, I will. I'll get that done. Oh, man. My hands are slick from that oil wax. Hang on. We're not winning. There we go. I dented the can, though.
Never miss arm day.
I didn't. Jack and I did push-ups on the beach like 4 times.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sad.
You only came to the beach like twice. I was shocked that you weren't living down there. I think it's because it was cold and windy. It's cold and windy, and you were like, nope, I love it, but I can't sit down here anymore. And Jack and I were like, the water's 55 degrees and it's not frozen. Let's get in.
I bought it's going to take a few coats. I'm going to take a lot of copper. I bought a gray sweatsuit while I was there to wear to the beach. It was freezing cold.
I think I'm going to do these because this is a bigger, that can go in the small frame that you just painted.
I didn't paint a small frame.
That little one that
the blue one. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Sorry.
So this is now going to be a sideways hanger, but it has the slot for it, so we're good. And I'll get this painted when off camera because it's boring to paint the back of stuff.
My mom is walking around the front porch.
She likes to go check the mail.
Every now and then, you just don't quite know what's going on with her. She is going to be, how old is she going to be this year?
86. She's 85. She's getting grumpy about it.
And she just, hey, you know what? My vanity comes from my mother. She doesn't like to talk about that, but.
Well, every day she's like, you better enjoy my conversation today because I may not wake up tomorrow. She's just constantly telling me that.
Well, we know that because my dad was here until one day he wasn't. That's life. That's the circle of life. I'm just glad that I've had my parents this long. My parents were 43 and 49 when I was born. And so I fully braced myself that I might not have them into my 40s. And my dad made it till I was exactly 40. So I had him for 39 and 99% of my life.
All right, we got to wash this. This is dirty.
Part of me thinks the reason why my parents have lived well is because they've always lived with kids. And they always have stuff going on because of it. Because they lived with my sister. Well, my sister lived with them before they lived with us. And then we lived with them for a year. And then it's been since 2020 they moved in with us. And now my dad lives at the Lehigh Cemetery and I go see him a lot. Well, actually, he's in heaven. That's where his body is. What was margarita flavored? I don't drink margaritas, but if it was margarita flavored, I might eat liver.
We packed the liver.
Strawberry margarita. I don't like. I've actually used margarita mix, like the sour. I kind of like that. Like Vita Vita Vegemin from I Love Lucy. I remember that episode. This is going to take a few coats. Really want to get it finished, so I might just use the heat gun.
Got to think of what I want to do for Waste Not Wednesday tomorrow. We have a bunch of stuff to paint, but I kind of want to do a fun project that we discovered.
Well, we have corbels, but we also have those tart tins.
Well, and I've got a lot of inspiration from Kobe's Swap Meet, and we bought some of that inspiration.
Oh yeah, but that's not really Waste Not because we'd have to buy new.
Yeah, but I think it'd be cool. We'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
Cody is barking.
I know. I knew he would. I put him out there. He barked at the neighbors, chihuahuas, and now he's right back to like, hey, let me back in.
I'm going to let this dry outside because it's going to need 2 coats of copper. I'm using copper patina, so I went yellow first. And I really needed like a thick coat of yellow, and I didn't have much of it. I used water to water it down. So now I'm doing copper patina over the yellow. But I think I'm going to do 2 coats of it and then dark wax. And it's a little bit difficult to paint the velvet, but I will be successful. I'll just keep painting until I like it. Janine says you gotta love dogs. Oh, Cody is high maintenance, that dog. Zeb's not a fan of high maintenance dogs, but that is what Cody is.
He could be less high maintenance, but he's Jamie's dog too.
Yeah, I always remind him.
She babies that dog.
I baby you too.
It is true. We're all under Jamie's umbrella over here. Is that glare? Can you look and see if I got bad glare?
No, it looks good. Where am I?
That turned out great.
Thanks,
I like
Caitlin.
that print.
I think Caitlin must be on here like on her phone because Mama Nerd, that's Caitlin. So she must not be at home on her computer.
We did surprise her.
Yeah.
All right, come on in.
Yeah. It's not
Come
a
on
regular.
in.
It's not a regular life.
Go find something to do. Go take a nap. It's afternoon time. You got to get 18 plus hours of sleep a day.
What is the color of the yellow? This was Queen Bee. Zeb, can you put this out there for me?
Yep. Where's that frame? Did you not put it out there?
The blue one?
Oh, it's back there. Okay. Are you ready for me to put this? You missed a spot on the inside of the frame right there. There you go.
I think if you can grab that. There we go. Yeah, it needs the sun to really dry that velvet especially. Knowing Chihuahuas, they started it. Oh, Cody starts plenty, huh, Cody? Cody's a Schnauzer Poodle mix, and he's sassy. And he barks a lot, and he's cute, and I love him, but he's very portable, so he gets carried all over the house like a baby. Not just by me, but by my mom, too. Okay. Oh, she's waiting for, oh yeah, so Caitlin's boys, they go to I have picked them up at their pickup. So they live way too far to walk, but they're too close to bus. And Caitlin has to pick them up every day. And that pickup has I think their school has no busing. And they have 1,000 kids. It's legit. So you got to get there
there's like
early.
a bunch of apartments around over there. And so they're just, the school
has a lot of kids.
Just super loaded with kids that are within walking distance. But it's a little far.
Are you dark waxing?
I think I'm just going to oil wax this too.
You want to do this?
Oil waxing away.
So let me lightly distress this. And then you can dark wax the pot. I don't think this pot has sold.
So we could wax this without distressing. You could totally not even wax it and just leave it the blue color with the blue hills. But as you know, we like to layer and add texture and detail and age.
We do what we want around here.
You know, it keeps selling like this, so I'm going to keep doing it like this. And it's the look I like. So.
I was told distressing is out of style. I was like, well, nobody told me or my friends because we like it. And if you don't like it, then you just don't do it. Easy. How am I feeling? I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling like I should probably shut up because my voice is gone.
Everybody loves the witty banter.
I have that sultry voice. Wanted to know if Zeb's parents were alive and what are their ages? Yes, they are.
Yeah, my mom is going to be 70 in a month and a half, and my dad just turned 73. They live in Alabama.
Yeah, you guys don't see them often because they do not live.
And my dad's like living his best ranch life. He has like 8 or 9 cows. He's milking 3 of them right now. Another one's pregnant, due this fall. He raises his own pigs. He's got a bunch of chickens. They grow a giant garden.
Some pig. They help watch Zeb's two.
My mom is
They
like,
also babysit Zeb's 1-year-old and 3-year-old.
yeah, my sister lives with them, and she's
niece.
got 2 babies, and she's due like, she was measuring 42 weeks this morning. So,
but she also has gestational diabetes, so that makes you measure big.
yeah, but I think she's being induced the Monday after Easter, or not induced. She's going in for a C-section.
Yeah,
she's already had 2 C-sections, so she's having a 3rd. So she just scheduled it.
So I usually do like a little video of everything when we're done. So just watch Instagram, Facebook, YouTube for the little reel that I make of all the projects. Okay.
Some distress on there. Not heavy. We didn't go crazy with it.
This is going to be the bottom. The top. This already had like some texture on it. They like stippled their paint. So I'm going to get some good distressing here. Come a long way from the Paw Patrol stickers. I am leaving the hearts inside. So, and there was some drippy paint that got in there, but look how adorable all those hearts are. That's so cute. Abby says, we have returned a rescue dog that made me laugh when they went to get him, and we could see through the half window. That dog was like a cartoon where all you could see was flying legs. Yeah, our dogs are rescues, but we can't blame the rescue for them because we've had them for a very long time.
We've had them since they were puppies.
Yeah. They're about 11 weeks old when we got them. Only people we have to blame is ourselves, and probably me, which I will let you know because I do.
I'm very not a disciplinarian, but I'm very consistent with my rules. And
I'm consistent in my lack of rules. I like it when Cody snuggles me in bed.
And Jamie is, I don't like dogs in the bed or on the couches. Like, don't get on my furniture.
We don't.
And Jamie's like, I'm gonna hold him right here, and I'm on the couch.
We don't see eye to eye because I like snuggle with my little puppy in bed. And so when Zeb's not in bed, I snuggle with my puppy.
I also grew up with like 100% outdoor dogs.
And I don't do outdoor dogs, not in Utah. I think it's, hopefully this doesn't offend anybody, but I think it's cruel unless they're like huskies to have them outside because they need companionship, and B, it is cold.
I'm fine with them being inside. My house training has worked very well with them.
They don't have accidents in the house.
We never, unless Rex is sick, he doesn't have an accident. And Cody, he's a little guy, so if you make him wait past like 8 o'clock in the morning.
He in the house, but he occasionally, if it's too cold, he doesn't like to poop out there.
Well, occasionally if the snow is too deep, he's like, I'm not squatting in that.
His legs are only this long. But he's pretty good about it. He doesn't have pee-pee accidents, and if he occasionally poops like once a year, it's like little tiny because he's little tiny. All right, let's go get the drawers. Marie says, loved the California shopping trips. Janine says, I love the distressed style. And Lori says, totally agree about the indoor dogs, I'm guessing. Okay, let's go get my drawers.
That's coming together good compared to what that was.
You know, it's been a lot of work.
It's a lot of, well, I told you when you bought it, I'm like, good luck. There was a lot of red and orange to cover that ombre.
But Zeb and I both just love little drawers. So, oh, that hunting frame looks good.
I love the print. I really like that one.
We might have to do like a variation of that to put into production. Whenever we do the printables, we do not put them into production. They're for channel members only, and they're only in digital format. occasionally we find one we like and then we just make one similar. I always like to just stress the edges if I paint them because paint occasionally will stick. So I want the drawers to slide nice and smooth. I wonder if these are kind of different size. Like, will this go? Maybe I need to. This is why I don't paint them all the way down because then they stick.
There you go.
Nope, we're going to try it. Or maybe it goes this way. Do you think that would make a difference? Nope. All right, I was just going to. Okay. Well, Julie says, Zeb, no rules when it comes to fur baits. Well, they have to have some rules because you got to cohabitate. You don't want like pets that are obnoxious.
I mean, my kids have rules.
The
dogs do not supersede those.
I want them to be. I wish they were nicer when people came over because occasionally they do jump on people.
Rex doesn't ever jump,
Rex
but he
doesn't
will
jump.
rub up against you and like curl around your legs because he loves you so much.
Rex is too big to be jumping. Cody jumps because he's short and he wants you to pet him. They do, after people are here for a while, they do calm down. Okay, we're getting the doors in there. Look how cute these are.
That's a fun little planter here, ready for a little succulent or small plant, little flower in there.
Deborah, you can scroll back in channel membership and find them. We don't like send them out if you've missed them. And I don't think Zeb's canceled any of the passwords for a while, so you can go back and try. If you don't find them or the password doesn't work, then it's because it's been terminated because we leave them up. We're supposed to leave them up for 45 days. Sometimes we do more.
All the posts are still there.
Janine says, I have a dachshund. This is their world. We just exist in it. I have had wiener dog nephews for off and on for most of my adult life because my niece Desiree has wiener dogs. So I guess they're my great nephews. And they are pretty sassy. They had puppies on Cedros Avenue this week.
The Tijuana specials.
They call them the Tijuana specials because their mom was a dachshund. Or Dachshund, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I think it's Dachshund. And they didn't know what the dad was, and they called him a Tijuana special. And they were so cute. The dogs are barking because there's an ambulance going somewhere, not down our road, but somewhere close. Oh, no. I think here it comes.
Yeah, it's coming down our road. Oh, your mom let him out. Why did she let him out?
I heard brakes. Did they stop somewhere?
No.
Yes, we are those nosy neighbors. If there is an accident or an ambulance, we're outside figuring out what's going on.
Hey, I got to see if I need to water the plants or feed the animals.
They're cute. We're getting there, guys. This was outside and there was like a little teeny bug on it. Wipe that off.
You get some blue paint on your nose, I think.
I do?
Let me see. Oh, yeah, it's the sanding dust all across your face.
Working.
I think we're going to use this corner here.
Between the primer and the cottage color line, this paint is on there. It's cute. This person who bought this said that they like animals, but I don't really have any animal transfers. Nothing that would work on this. I was going to do floral, but I guess I could just do floral because that's what I was going to do anyways, and I don't do custom work. Just think it'd be cute to do like some sort of floral across here. I think I'm just going to go with my original plan. Hopefully they like it. So I'm going to go with this is the top and this is the bottom. Originally they had this is the top, but it's got holes in it. So that's going to be the bottom. Where's my transfer?
I don't know. So
here it is. I could also just do.
We got a lot of projects going right now.
I know. I could also just do words across the bottom. I have this transfer. Would that be weird? Some words on it.
I don't think that's weird. Boy, that is not wanting to fit down in there.
Would it be cute to just do something on the middle? I'm mostly just talking out loud, guys.
It's okay. Think through it.
Just a little bunch of flowers there and there.
I tried to cut this out to get some of this cottage that's on here in this huge flowering garden. This fits so tight in this that it's not wanting to take the backer, even with like the rice paper poking up on the sides just a hair. Is this the right frame?
Deciding what to do. I just want to do something simple. Oh, there's 6 pieces. This I could do across
They're not. Maybe it's the paint that's making that not fit.
What?
I'm going to sand this side down. Where'd that 80 grit go that we had out? There it is. So this backer was not wanting to go down in, so I just sanded this edge. We'll see if it goes. Might have to adjust it a little bit. I don't know why it's so tight.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make my life difficult.
Seems normal. Oh, are you going to try to put it on all at once and dodge those knobs? There we go. Jamie, can you tell me if I'm getting glare?
That's good. You can see it. That is cute.
Is this the back for your...
What?
Is this the backer for your frame that you went copper with?
Yes. Sorry, I'm doing something very serious here.
You trying to split that so that it can...
What am I doing? I told you, I'm making my life very difficult. Where's the little stick transfer?
I don't know. Is it up underneath this?
Is it in my pocket? Can you just grab me one out of the drawer?
Yep.
So this is Lost Garden, and I'm going to go up this side, and then I'll add a few top and bottom. It'll look good. Just going to be a little bit of patience on my part. But it's fine. And it won't be perfect because I'm going over drawers and edges, so it'll be cracked and distressed. It's going to be good.
It turned it out a lot bigger than I measured.
Well, better to be too much than too little.
Are we sure that's the right size? Let me go look at that frame before I cut this.
Oh, you probably measured without the velvet.
Oh, maybe.
You could take the velvet out if you wanted to. I don't care. And then the
No,
backer won't be right.
It'll be fine. That'll work good, and that'll still work with our cardboard backer.
Thing is, that needs another coat of copper. Take the knobs off. They don't come off. They are like the kind that are permanently adhered. If they came off, I would definitely take them off because it would make my life easier. But that's okay. I can do this. I gave birth to children with 15-inch heads. I can make this transfer do what I want.
So I went a lot bigger than I needed to on this one.
That's all right. As long as the image is centered, it doesn't really matter.
Well, I kind of pushed it over the side so I could get these dogs.
If you happen to pull it up and it's not sticking down, you can put it back down. Don't stress. I should say don't stress, de-stress. So like anything's not perfect, you just make it look aged. Yesterday I did those candlesticks and that was even harder because they were round. And the skinnier candlestick was the hardest because it would just not have a lot of
It's like a round surface that you had to do vertically.
I know. I'm like, what did I do? But they looked so good. You got to risk it for the biscuit. Thus far, it's looking fine. It might be a little bit more problematic when I get to this knob, but we'll deal with that. First,
I'll be done with them in just a second. What else do you need to do to that frame?
what frame?
The one you've been painting. The copper one.
I'll come from this direction to go around this knob.
Were you going to dark wax it or anything?
I need another coat of oil wax.
Oh, it does need another coat of copper.
Not oil wax, sorry. Gold, copper patina.
It's starting to look good though.
Yeah, you know, I have been known to do a few things. I'll put that back in a second. Do not try this at home, kids.
Where
I'm actually going to go
your
on this side.
copper? I got it right here.
What are you looking for?
I got it.
Sorry, I love how real you are, precious. Thank you. I'm not good at lying. So I have to be real.
If you never lie, you don't have to remember what you lied about.
Sometimes I change my mind, but I try not to lie. I'm not saying I'm perfect, because only Jesus was perfect. You have to keep the conversation lively while I do this.
It's okay. I was contemplating how to deal with this felt that we've got copper on now. Because some of it's like sticking down in and some of it's not.
Well, if I had enough DIY paint, it would have been fine. I didn't, so it's requiring more copper. Stay the course. Sometimes you got to go through a little bit of the valleys before you get to the mountaintops.
But it is getting good coverage. We're like on coat 2 here. And I might just have to do a little bit of touch up, but it's almost done covering.
If I had full coverage on my DIY, 2 coats would have been enough.
Yeah.
That was my bad. I didn't make sure I had enough. Lisa bought the candlesticks and the tiered tray. I'm glad you bought both of them because when I got them finished, Zeb's like, they really look good together.
Yeah,
Totally
well.
3 non-matching pieces, but painted and IOD'd to match. They were a cute little set. And this is the first time I've used this Lost Garden transfer.
It's a good one.
It is a good one. So I had to cut this, but I'm just doing both sides of where I cut, and it seems to be laying down pretty good.
All right, I'm gonna go set this out in the sun. This frame, I don't even know. It's from the framing shop or the frame shop.
Yeah.
And it was $44.50 for the frame.
Yeah. And it's old. It was an old sticker too. It was like probably be way more than that now. Frames are expensive. I forget how expensive because I never buy them new. When you're used to second handing and you go to like a regular furniture store or something, you're like, holy moly. Even if I'm used to going to antique stores and I'm still shocked at the cost of mass produced modern items at the high end boutique design stores. Like, wow, that's expensive. Thing about buying antiques is it's an investment. They typically over time will go up in value no matter what if you hold on to them long enough. Mass produced stuff only decreases in value.
All right, guys, the book. I'm going to put another coat of liquid patina on it. Opens up fine. Look how cool that turned out. I might distress the edges a little, but I'm going to put another coat on first. All those wrinkles that were in this are gone. The sun and the drying liquid patina with the combination of the rice paper just sucked those wrinkles right out of there. It just flattened out. It's like super smooth. How cool is that? I'm going to leave this inside this green, foresty green color, and I'm not going to mess with that. We're just going to leave that alone, but I will distress the edge a little bit to kind of blend that edge in there.
I'm just going to be over here rubbing my transfer on with a plastic stick. I'm so close to being done though.
I feel like you're winning. It's looking great.
Oh, it looks good. I'm hoping whoever buys it, even though they didn't mention flowers on their list of things they liked, they like it because I think this is what I had envisioned for it. This or chippy milk paint, one or the other, but that original paint color was so bad. I was a little worried about doing milk paint because I didn't want it to really come through too much.
Eliza made it home safe. She's been driving a whole day by herself now. Made it to school, made it back home, went to a friend's house, picked Redrick up by herself yesterday from his practice. It's going good. She has requested that I put like a backup camera on the Jeep.
Mom has
It's from 2012, before backup cameras were real prevalent. I think they were
we're
around,
getting
but
there. I think what I'm going to do
oh no, that looks awesome.
is I'm going to continue the design just up this way. And then I might just do something across here. Like I'm not going to do as thick over here. Make it kind of asymmetrical. Okay, let's see.
This is going back outside for some more dry time.
Oh, I got an idea. Take this part here. Let's see if this one. This lost garden situation is very intertwined, so it's kind of fun to play with.
Just wave to Shan. I wonder if she's not driving anymore. I never see her drive anywhere anymore. She's just walking.
She still has her car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Where did I go with the little baggie that you had? Oh, I left it right over here. Okay. Do we have anything else out that needs painted? I think that's everything we brought. Oh, there's a frame over there that needs some art. Were we doing anything to this frame?
But
This one?
yeah, I think we're going to paint that one. Do you want to look and see?
I can't. Well, let me see your phone. My phone's.
What did I do with my stick now?
I don't know. There it is right there.
All right. Well, you got to do something because I got to finish this on camera for the people of YouTube and Facebook. Because they've already invested this much time seeing me fight this transfer.
I think you're doing good. All right, I'm going to just be on the website looking this up real quick.
I don't know if and if it hasn't sold and you don't want to paint it, you don't have to. You could just, oh, this has to, there we go.
It has sold and
Okay.
it will get painted in art.
All right, so you got to paint it.
I'm on it.
Maybe just paint it plaster.
Yeah, could do that.
Although it's got wax on it, so I don't know how it's going to work. But
That's old wax.
it's
It'll
cured
be
up.
fine. It'll be fine.
You could prime it and then you could do whatever you want with it.
I think my plaster brush, though, is now...
Get washed?
Yeah. Got washed and it's being used for liquid patina.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This top part isn't going to take me as long because it's not as big of an area. And then what I will do is like here where the transfer goes across, I'll just take the fingernail or like a blade and cut the transfer and then just stress around the edges and make sure it's stuck down. Because obviously it's like tape, you know, it's going to tape it shut. So you got to cut through
I
it.
got to stop trying to open things after my hands are wet.
You're looking weak.
No, it's just not opening.
Oh, I also have this little piece I got to put in there. So this is the Lost Garden transfer. I think it is the only of the new Iron Orchid Designs transfers that is still in stock and shipping. I do know we had a couple of packages that got lost in the mail, and so we reshipped them, and then the lost packages showed up, and so they hit return to sender. So we had some random inventory that were sold out that came back, but I don't know if they've resold. So make sure you're checking the website for those. But this Lost Garden transfer is on the website.
So this looks like someone used black wax on this, which is fine. I just don't think it quite gives that antique look. Some people like the look a little better.
I was like a black wax lover.
I
Like, for the
know.
longest
I love the dark, which is more of a brown look.
And I know DIY is out of some of the colored waxes. We also have it. We have the oil wax, and we also have the beeswax. Let's see. Jackie says she loses her sticks all the time.
It's because they're clear.
Which is great because you don't want to transfer color onto your piece.
But it makes it hard.
They do last forever, though. So
some people say that they draw on them with like Sharpie or something.
I have enough of them that it's okay because we get a new one with every transfer. You can also use them to stir your paint. I've seen people do that. These little pieces of root are especially tricky.
It's like small, like little bits
like
of
little
lettering.
words. You know how like the words are hard to get down?
Yep.
Same thing with these roots.
I didn't think this was this detailed, but it is very detailed. I thought it was shallower than it is. Oh, looks like Eliza and Grandma are going on a little date.
We're going to the bank.
Gonna
All
go
right,
take
drive
Grandma to the
safe.
bank.
Drive safe with my precious mama and daughter.
You know Grandma's gonna stop and get a treat because if she goes out of the house, she gets a treat.
Even if she doesn't go out of the house, I bring her a treat. My mama loves herself a little treat. My love of fast food comes from my mother. I'm the last of 4 daughters, and so my mom didn't cook a lot. Whew.
Hey, you did it. Wow, that looks good though. It's worth it.
Yeah, I want to just put like a little something down here. Maybe I'll just do like this part of this vine here. It'll be balanced but not symmetrical. What was the Sharpie idea?
Oh, to write with a Sharpie, like right here in the middle where you're not going to be pushing on your stick so you could like see the stick.
Yeah, I think this is going to be good. I just want to have a little something on this side, and then I need to fix that little spot there, and then I'm going to distress it. My box is going to be done. Don't mind me. Just looking for my stick.
Yeah, I think one coat over that white with the plaster.
That'd be really
is gonna
cute.
Be enough.
If I had a little butterfly. Do we have any other transfers with little butterflies?
Maybe.
I
don't know. I don't know what we have over there. We got tons of scraps, but it's probably due for us to go through them and get rid of some scraps.
I need to get some. I need to go through, see what I have, and see what I need to go get. I might have like a little bee or a butterfly in the Katharina transfer. I think, or was it? Which was it? The
We'll
other
see
one?
if Eliza scares Grandma when driving by herself.
My mom isn't super observant, and Eliza is a good driver as long as you don't stress her out. So it'll probably be okay. She's got a nose like a bloodhound, but her vision's going.
She does smell all the smells.
Okay. Let me look.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to go put this outside to dry. We're going to be on for a little while longer. Jamie's wrapping her project up, but I got to finish that frame before we go that big one.
Am I wrapping it up? I don't know.
Oh, you're gone. I'll wait for a minute so that they're not just looking at dead. They're not just watching Rex wanting to go out for his 8th time.
I'm trying to find a butterfly.
I'm not letting you out right now. I know Grandma just left, but you don't get to go outside. Go lay down. Go have a night-nights. Go on.
That's a big moth.
Go lay down.
Nobody wants a moth.
That's a good boy. Good boy. Cody, go with him. Cody,
If
go
I
on with
can't
Rex.
find a butterfly, it'll be okay.
Go lay down. He's just staring at me. He's like, I'm not
Marie
gonna go.
Antoinette.
Rex will go lay down and he'll be up there. He'll just go pass out. Cody's like, no. Grandma left. I have to watch for her the whole time, make sure she comes back. Because Grandma is his favorite.
Well,
maybe Jamie.
I don't think I got a butterfly in my stash, so we'll just have to live with it how she is. It's all
Hopefully
right.
we weren't talking over each other too much. I forgot Jamie's mic'd up over there and she was having a conversation with herself.
Oh, sorry. I needed an expert opinion. So I had to ask myself. All right, let's get all these drawers out. And then all I'm going to do is lightly distress the transfer.
All right, we'll go
Clear
finish this
wax.
outside. That other one,
Hey,
that copper
Robin.
should be dry.
I hope you do other small cabinets, Jamie, if you can find them. We pretty much buy all of the ones we find. Do you guys remember that little teeny tiny one that it was white with like a blue green and I painted apothecary with white on the details? That one was really cute. Oh, I got some of the transfer on the knob. Well, I guess that's staying. This is, the kid that had it had Paw Patrol stickers, and I just, basically put new stickers on it. Oh, I forgot. I have this little spot here still. Okay. I feel like this. I'll leave here.
Ooh, that's hot.
It's like, what are you doing over there?
Heat gun and stuff, all right.
There we go.
Okay, we're gonna dark wax this. I would oil wax it, but with this felt, I worry that oil wax won't come out of there at all, and it's gonna make it look funky.
I would clear wax that felt.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Because I've been there, done that. Bought a t-shirt. I feel like this piece tells a story because it still has all the cute hearts from like the original kid that painted it.
So the copper color is great, but by aging it, we're gonna make it look like it's less painted and more like a leafing. I feel like the wax really helps it look more like you leafed it on there and it's just old versus painted it on there. Which if you go to places like Versailles or whatever, they're all just painted gold. It's not actual gold. Okay, do we have dark wax out?
And I totally could have left this box blue and I wouldn't have felt bad about that. But in my mind, this is what I wanted to do to it. So this is what I have to do. That's why we don't do custom work, because I like to let the creative process.
Well, and usually when we're thrifting it, we have an idea in mind of what project we want to do with it or technique.
Well, I didn't know exactly, but the transfer as of late is Lost Garden. And I kind of like to use up a whole transfer or most of it at a time before I get distracted by a new one.
Okay, dark wax. This is the DIY. I'm just going to kind of go light over here. This is going to take on a life of its own with where this felt was. It's going to be a cool effect though.
These didn't have official spaces now, but now that I put this transfer on it, this is officially the drawers I have to go into because they line up. You lost the number one. Kathy, would you email us which set that is? And I will see if I can get you another number. I don't know how much IOD charges, but I think they do. Or if I have one, I could break up. But I think they sometimes break up sets to help people get. Yeah, no, I can't guarantee that I can do it, but I will try.
The number one for what?
The number one for her IOD stamp set. She didn't say which one. I don't know. Oh. Do you have that clear wax?
Sure do.
So I don't like to do things like completely symmetrical. So this is kind of a unbalanced shape. We've got a little bit of space over
Asymmetrical.
here. Asymmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's balanced. It's kind of like it draws your eye around it. And I think it's cute. It's very wild. And it's called the Lost Garden. So I see where they're coming from. I'm just going to use clear wax on here to just seal up this transfer. And then my piece will be done. I only have to clear wax the front because the paint has a built-in sealer. So now we know that Blue Hills pairs very nicely with this Lost Garden.
You want to start?
You need your apostrophe? Yeah, just email info@jamierayvintage.com with the stamp set and what you're missing, and I will see what I can do. And we will email Iron Orchid Designs and see what they've got. And if they don't have it, I will see what I've got. I mean, they don't just make them individually. They would have to break up a set, but sometimes they have them. Or if I have an extra set.
Where they have something that gets damaged.
Yeah.
But most of it's okay, you know, that they can't sell.
I think that turned out rather darling. Oh, look at those other frames you did too. You're crushing it today, Zeb.
I know, I think we got just about everything painted in the last 4 hours.
I still have to put transfers on this, but I'm going to do it off camera. Unless you're going to be a while. You going to be a minute?
Did this have glass in it?
No.
Ooh. I don't have anything to glue on there.
You want me to go back on camera?
Yep.
If you're going to be a minute, then I will do my other little project.
Yep. I'm just going to be a sec here getting this heated up.
That is cute.
I know. Turned out really good. I'm going to have to move this too, because this is a horizontal
I think this
landscape.
is like this pot and that frame are the only things still available. And maybe the small pink candlestick.
Small pink one.
What stove did I get in California? It's a La Cornue, C-O-R-N-U-E.
C-O-R-N-U-E.
C-O-R-N-U-E. And I'm hoping to have it in the next week. So I'm going to drop a link to the website for our paint and products.
We'll do some late nights. I might need you to come help me in the barn though, but the weather's good. So we can get that knocked out and pull stuff you want to spray out and just.
I work well if you give me like little treats, you know, like if you're like, hey,
some little snacks.
We're going to work late, but we're going to get some pizza or a little ice cream. Here, I just dropped a link to the website as a whole, and then I'm going to drop our thrift finds and thrift flips in case any of these haven't sold yet. I will update all the pictures when we're done.
But people ask us a lot, why is stuff already sold, even though it says it's going to be painted and people have no idea how we're going to finish it? It's because if you don't get it, someone else is going to get it, and it ends up looking like this. Typically, we're pretty consistent with our look. Caitlin
used to get emails on Monday that would say, I will buy it no matter what they do to it.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? So then we just started doing it. Will be painted. So if people want to take the gamble, because we don't do custom work, they can do it. And if they don't want to, then they got to wait till it's done.
Can you, if you got a sec, can you grab my book? And
Janine says, Mama got a brand new stove. Actually, Daddy got a brand new stove because he cooks more than I do. I cook more. He cooks more from scratch. I'm more in charge of making sure everybody's fed, but I'm like the queen of Costco.
These days, Jamie's a reheater.
All hail the queen of Costco. That's me. I do make about one meal a week from scratch. So
Can you go grab my book out there and sand the edges while we're waiting for this to heat up?
Yeah, I was just going to put a transfer on it.
Oh, yeah. We'll do that.
Yeah, my stove was half off. So we ain't full price bougie on that stove. Oh, your frame's done too. I was going to probably cough up 10 grand for a stove. It was just going to take me a while.
Well, it's one of those things, like when you build the kitchen around a stove, like it appreciates the value.
Every single appliance we have in here is scratch and dent clearance.
Yep.
And this stove and this dishwasher, we got super good deals. They were not going to be forever. And I may eventually, I actually like the dishwasher, so I'm probably not going to replace it.
The dishwasher, as long as it keeps running, I mean, it
does have a one zip tie in it, but who's counting?
Yeah, that broke like the first week. I think we had it, that bracket on top, and I just zip tied it up there on the top rack.
But it was like a $1,500 dishwasher we got for like $400, and it's still kicking. And the cabinets that we put in back here were just temporary. Like we spent just a couple thousand. We actually spent more money on our appliances. I think originally we spent $3,500 on appliances, because our original fridge and freezer, these are our second set that we got super good deal on, but then prices went sky high. And then we probably spent another $1,000 on cabinets, countertops, paint, which if anybody's put in a kitchen, that's not a lot.
All right, this is heating up.
We knew we were going to do some things. Don't fall for that. I need your help in the barn. Oh, I fell for it. How do you think we got this house? He kept telling me, we're finishing the house. He's like, I will come help you I just got to do this.
What I need help
and I'm going to help you do the shiplap, and I'm going to help you do the flooring. The problem is he underestimated how long his projects were going to take. And so I wound up putting in all the flooring and all the shiplap and some insulation. And I painted. He wanted to move in without painting the ceilings. And I was like, absolutely not. And so I took an entire night. I stayed up all night.
I like the
and I
wood.
Sprayed the ceilings. I'm so glad I did, because would we have circled back by now?
No, and I'm just saying that I didn't like the natural wood.
And it's fine. And they're not a very good job either. We need to touch up.
But yeah, the help in the barn is like me moving things and her deciding what we're going to paint, what we're going to keep, what we need to just pass on down the road, because it's full. It's very full.
That is true. How much was I before I lost weight? I was 185 pounds. And I now weigh 135. I'm actually 137 because I had a real good time last week. But now that I'm back to normal, I'll come back around. I think I'm going to just use the leftovers of this piece of this page for my buckets here. What color is the stove? It's matte black, which is going to look fantastic in our house. And my niece was like, there's no window. I hate windows. They're filthy. And I don't look through them half the time. My light's dead anyways. I can't see in them. I just open the door.
You can't really see what's in there if it's like unless you're like a cookies on a sheet.
Yeah, and I just like the traditional look. Like this is an antique house, and now I'm putting in a stove that looks antique.
All right, we're almost there. We're almost there on the glue.
It's all right. Well, I probably didn't look. It's been 2 years since I was 108. Actually, it was probably more like 185. But I'm pretty, not that I'm not trying to brag, but I'm pretty muscular. So
yeah, you helped me build the house.
I'm more muscle than I am fat. So even at 185,
she's been moving furniture and building houses and schlepping kids around for.
I'm more stuff than fluff and stuff, you know.
Although when we first got married, I had some questions about your ability to lift things.
Yeah. Well,
she's come around.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm married to you, and you're not patient with women that don't lift things.
I wasn't not patient with you.
This is a struggle.
We just had some things that you wanted. That
I am willing to.
We're not getting in the house otherwise.
I'm willing to work hard to get the things that I want, including lifting more than I should, installing insulation, and all that jazz. Muscle and new bone. I don't know about new bone. I don't know my bone density, but I am pretty strong.
If you lift heavy weights, your bone density.
Eliza thought she was pretty tough, and she arm wrestled me the other day because she's a main base, which means she throws girls in the air. And so I arm wrestled her. I'm stronger than her still. Now she could win me in leg wrestling any day. Maybe. We haven't tried it. So I'm struggling. Can you?
Yep. Give me just a second here.
I just need somebody to hold this while I rub it on. Yeah, it was 2 years that I went from that. So about 50 pounds. Oh, you got a corn oof 110. So mine, I think, is a 90. Is that a 90?
I don't know.
Corn oof, but that's the style of mine. Ooh, I like that. Let me see. That's good.
Yeah, it turned out great.
Virginia says that's great that you can work together and it's healthy to do hard work. I like to work hard. I don't like to sweat though. Is that like counterproductive to be like, I like to work hard, but I don't like to sweat?
So these little tabs that were in here were for glass. We're just gonna put some hot glue in the corners and to keep this in here.
I'm struggling with this.
I told you to hold, please. I'm
holding for you. Corno. That's how it's pronounced. Corno. All right. I have a corno. I should stop buying French things because I cannot pronounce
It's never gonna make sense.
The cool thing too is like how, you know how this stove goes up? I actually don't like that because it looks very modern. It's flat in the back. So you'll see the tile across the back. Luckily I did tile it across. And then I'll be able to put copper pots back there. And I do have copper pots, lots of them.
All right, this is...
Can that dry somewhere?
Yep.
I just need you to hold this down while I put this transfer on here. It really complements that print. I think we've done good.
Good. All right.
No, I just need you to hold the transfer. It's not staying. It's like, it's being done. I needed probably some blue painter's tape.
Do you want me to do it?
You think
you can gather all the things and we can show them and I'll put this on here.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Can you do that for me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where is everything? Oh, we're not done with this yet. So you guys are going to just have to pretend that it's finished.
It needs some wax, probably oil wax.
I actually think I just want to distress it and we'll see what it looks like. And it also needs some art. there anything outside still?
I don't know. I have to go look.
And then I'll bring up what we finished in our channel member live. I will get a slow pan of everything. So this is painted in our honey color. I will get a slow pan of everything when we're no longer
So this
live.
transfer is not releasing. Did you touch it?
Maybe I did.
We'll have to try again.
Okay.
We'll show them after it's done in your slow pan.
We'll do something else. All right. I think everything turned out pretty great. If anything is still available, I will update those photos after this live. If you need paint and products, visit JamieRayVintage.com. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jamie Ray Vintage for more
DIY
and thrifting. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
There we go. It's all up there now, except for the big frame.
Cheryl Phillips, I don't mind work, but I do not like to sweat either. We're kindred spirits.